Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to SmackDown. This is WWE 2K26 Universe Mode, episode 15, and tonight we come to you live from the incredible Royal Oak, Michigan. Gonna be an awesome show, folks. This is the final SmackDown before our first PLE of the season. Backlash, live from St. Louis. Welcome to the show, folks. I'm Callum, otherwise known as the KO King. Welcome to KO Productions and welcome to Thursday Night SmackDown. Let's not waste any further time and get straight into the action. Here we go, man. Let's get to work. Because tonight we're kicking things off with a massive championship match.
WWE Women's Championship.
That's right, folks, as you just heard from our ring announcer Alicia Taylor, the WWE Women's Championship on the line to kick us off live on the blue brand from Royal Oak, Michigan. Here we go then, here comes the challenger and the former Women's World Champ of last series and the 2025 King of the Ring as well. It's Kairi Sane, losing the Women's World title to Io Sky at WrestleMania after enjoying a 91-day reign as champion with one successful defense. She's looking to become champion once again, but this time a part of the SmackDown brand against her opponent, the Storm Jade Cargill, who goes into her second reign as WWE Women's Champion after winning the title back at WrestleMania in an action-packed fatal four-way elimination contest, which included Liv Morgan, Charlotte Flair, and Bianca Belair. Jade was able to win last, eliminating Bianca in the contest, walking out as champion. But can Kairi Sane end the reign of the Storm tonight to kick us off in Michigan? Gonna be a fun way to get us started. Kairi earned this opportunity a couple of weeks ago. In fact, on the first ever episode of SmackDown, knocking off the former Women's World Champ of her own right, the inaugural one at that, Sasha Banks, in a number one contenders affair. So can she win a championship on Raw and on SmackDown in the space of a year? We find out because here comes the champion. The woman who defeated the fellow Women's Champion of the series, the Women's World Champion of Raw, Io Sky, on the inaugural episode on Monday Night Raw of the season to earn Jade the pick for SmackDown in the draft. And it was Jade selected first, it was Kairi selected second to go to SmackDown. Here's the champion there, folks, but let's not forget the first time Jade Cargill had the WWE Women's Championship. She defended it on her first go-around against SmackDown debutant Bianca Belair, who officially made her debut on the blue brand after already competing there and defeating the WWE Women's Champion before Jade in the form of Asuka, who Jade defeated to win the title. She made the defense against Belair and lost it in her first time of asking against the AST. She does not want to make that mistake again tonight. She was able to knock off Io Sky, a fellow Japanese and a fellow incredible talent, the woman that beat Kairi for the title at WrestleMania. Can she knock off Kairi tonight? And Kairi got a huge win over Cargill, and once again end Jade's reign without a single successful defense under her belt. Gonna be an interesting one to kick it off live in SmackDown from Royal Oak, Michigan, ladies and gentlemen. As I can tell you right now, Jade Cargill had an incredible run as the WWE Women's Champion. An 88-day reign, but no defences because of the break we took between SummerSlam and getting back into it. But that right there is on the line. The beautiful, coveted and prestigious WWE Women's titles. They head it down to the ring now with Alicia Taylor.
Introducing the challenger from Yamaguchi, Japan, Kairi Sane. And her opponent from Vero Beach, Florida, the WWE Women's Champion, Jade Cargill.
Thank you, Alicia. Let's see how Jade fares in her first defense of the WWE Women's Championship tonight. Be a fun way to kick it off on SmackDown. Go home SmackDown before Backlash this Saturday night. It is going to be a star-studded card on deck for our first PLE of the season. As Dan Engler assigned the duties for this matchup this evening to kick us off for the WWE Women's title. Here we go. Matchup on the way. Bell has now been rung by the official. Kairi Sane getting the crowd hot and ready for this one. Jade Cargill just staring down at Kairi Sane. Sane slowly approaching the champion and offers the hand out. And Kairi gonna get it accepted by Jade. Well, here we go, handshake. Sportsmanship off the opening bell and a collarbone tap, and here we go. Both women locking up. It's interesting because Jade Cargill didn't offer the handshake of Io Sky in the matchup on the inaugural episode of Monday Night Raw. But them two had an incredible match. And maybe Jade earned the respect of Io Sky, or Io earned the respect of Jade rather. And now she's offering a handshake to a fellow Japanese competitor and the former Kairi Sane, the former Women's World Champion. 91-day reign for Kairi, but had one success for the fans. 88 days for Jade, 0 success for the fences. This is Jade's second run now. She wants a success for the fence to this one against Sane. She could get it, but Sane fighting out of the arm wringer of the hammerlock and able to get her with a big wheelbarrow stunner. Double foot stop by Kairi, rolling in on a flipping neck breaker on a Jade Cargill and Io Sky. So that's Kairi Sane feeling the effects of this one. I've mentioned Io Sky recently because of Io defeating Kairi for the Women's World title. She's got a huge match at Backlash this Saturday in defense against Rhea Ripley, woman that's defeated her twice in this series already. Back on the NXT brand last season. Have a look at Jade. Too busy doing push-ups, too busy showboating. Kairi gonna make her pay off the ropes and a nice flipping neck breaker to a kneeling WWE Women's Champion. Gonna take a breather now, roll the outside of the ring. Jade Cargill out there, don't know what hit her, but she's too busy torn. This Kairi gonna take her out. Tope Suicida by the challenger. Taking out her opposition at ringside. Kairi Sane now. Sending Jade back in. Looking to fly. Is the Pirate Princess slingboard and a Hurricane Runner. Cover. Shoulders down on Cargill. 2 count, only 1. Says referee Dan Engler. Kairi Sane not able to come out of the champion just yet, but nonetheless, Jade able to turn the tides. And oh, look at Cargill here. Oh my god, look at the power deadlift. Gorilla press. And down goes Kairi, hitting hard. My goodness. Big stop now by Jade. Got Kairi out where she wants her now. Deadlift and a power bomb. Set out position. Will this be enough to retain? Cover. Shoulders down. Only 1, says Kairi. Off an incredible power bomb by Cargill. Oh, big kick right in the midsection by Jade. Stop counter. Oh, look at that from Kairi. Kairi Sane cover. Kick out off the crossbody, says Jade Cargill. And now Kairi. And a corner springboard moonsault. Beautifully done. Kairi bringing it to the champion tonight. There's no secret the crowd are pretty invested in Kairi right now. They are absolutely rooting for the challenger, rooting for the underdog. In what is like a David versus Goliath matchup. Sane using her speed and agility, and look at that! Jade Cargill sent absolutely all over the shot there. Springboard bulldog by Sane. Cargill getting to her feet somehow. Knife edge chop block by Jade. Shots by Cargill on her Kairi. Time and time again. And a power up. Another powerbomb perhaps. And a setting out one again. Cover. Will this do it? One again. There's 2 that time. And a kick out by Sane. Great way to kick us off live from Michigan. On the final SmackDown before Backlash. Cargill trying to get Sane ready for Jade. A similar maneuver to it. Face first off the wheelbarrow that time. And now it's Kairi Sane fighting back. Elbow drop. Or not an elbow drop. Just a big elbow in the midsection. Picking up Jade now. And the Alabama Slammer by Sane. Sane setting out Jade. Got her in possession. Metal rope. Kyrie and Sane elbow for the goal. Cover. Hook in the leg. Shoulders down. Big one here for Sane and coming down. Jade able to survive it. Somehow, someway in their opening contest. Kyrie out of the corner. Moonsault nice. Penny predicament again. Save for the title, for the upset, for the 2, and for the no! Almost got the 3, but not just yet. So close, yet so far away. Was Kyrie Sane that time? Kyrie all get again, an elbow. The midsection by Jade Cargill. Cargill now. Gonna fight in control, packing her wrong. Exploder suplex by Jade. And a nap up now by the WWE Women's Champion, who doesn't want her reign to end abruptly like it did last time. Powerbomb by Cargill. And now again doing push-ups. Kyrie Sane down and out off that devastating powerbomb. You could have covered her and maybe even got the win, Jade. But nonetheless, big shot overhead style and a big punt kick by Cargill. The bicycle boot, the cover, the 2, the kick out by Sane. Jade is irate that wasn't enough. That was a physical boot right to the face of Sane. She was able to survive it somehow. Now it's a toe blow by Cargill and a frog splash. Again, though, not covering his Jade. Just stomping away on Kyrie Sane. See Cargill stomp there, no missing. Kyrie forearm there. Forearm by Sane. Knife edge, another knife edge. Great combination by the challenger. Missing that knife edge. There's Jade with a shot. And now Jade Cargill picking up Kyrie. Doesn't want to be there. Got her in possession. Cargill retain the gold. Jaded connecting. Face first goes Sane. Float over the cover. Shoulders down. Leg is hook. 1, 2. No! Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Incredible resilience. As referee. Knocked down by Cargill off a clothesline. Well, Dan England was just doing his job. Kyrie Sane was able to kick out and Jade getting pissed, but Kyrie, shoulders down, rolls through, trapping Cargill. Referee counts 1 and only 1. A delayed count that time by Cargill. Back to her feet, as is Jade. Knife edge multiple times by Jade, countered by Kyrie Sane. Kyrie now, Irish whip, gonna send her hard. And that corner that time. Kyrie Sane on fire. Irish whip again and send it out of the outside of the ring. What's Kyrie thinking here? No, 4 on that 10 by Jade. Comes back in, Cargill now. European uppercut and a stopper. Right in her tracks, middle rope now. Goes the champion. Frog splash, no knees up. We saw her do it from the top earlier. Then she tried it from the middle rope. Kyrie with the knees up. And now Kyrie saying Irish whip. And sends her right back out of the apron again. And Kyrie drop kicked on the floor. And Sane on fire in your opening contest tonight. Ahead of Backlash with the WWE Women's titles on the line. Kyrie Hurricane run off the springboard on the outside. Unreal from Sane. The referee Dan England beginning his count as both women are on the outside of the ring. Kyrie now going to send Jade right out of the steel stairs now at ringside. Cargill the champ heading hard. There's Kyrie Sane. Gonna send Jade back into the ring here. Kyrie backing up Cargill to a vertical base. What has she got? A 9 Irish whip sends her to the corner. Kyrie, massive forearm strike. Sane could be walking out. Your new WWE Women's Champion. Added to the collection of Kyrie Sane. 2025 King of the Queen of the Ring winner. Sliding in. Forearm to the chest. Out of the corner. Kyrie. Top rope for the goal. And Sane elbow off the top. Cover for the title. Hook in the leg. Shoulders down to make James Rain be short left again. No. Kick out that time by Cargill. Well, there's 2 instant elbows that Jade's kicked out of. Missing the mark that time. Was Jade. Or was Kyrie off of the moonsault off the springboard. Cargill knees up, caught her with a punt kick. And now we're going to put Kyrie Sane away. Trying to end her dreams now. Got her. Jaded. Connected for the second time. Down goes Sane. Shooting a half. The cover now. 1, 2, 3. And Cargill retains the WWE Women's Championship. She avenged the wrongs of her last reign, Dead Cargill. Walking out tonight, still the WWE Women's Champion, something she never was able to do during her last reign. But this time she was able to get the job done against the very game Kairi Sane. And what was a hell of an opening contest tonight on SmackDown. Sane even able to kick out of a Jaded right there. An incredibly close call. It was only enough for two. But the second one was all she wrote for Jade Cargill. And the BAM! That's what led to it as well. The punt kick, the little bit of separation Cargill got, that all she needed to land that bicycle boot, land a second Jaded, and walk out still the WWE Champion. Jade Cargill going to be ecstatic with this one. Who will be next to step up to the storm here on SmackDown?
Here is your winner, who's still the WWE Women's Champion, Jade Cargill.
A great way to kick us off live tonight on SmackDown. Cargill victorious, still the WWE Women's Champion. Congratulations go out to Jay. She is ecstatic that she is still the champ, running the women's division right here on the blue brand. Well, we've got incredible action still to come tonight, folks, including an incredible main event. It's going to be champion versus champion. The US champion AJ Styles battling the WWE champion Braun Breaker, as both men have championship defenses this Saturday night at Backlash. Also still to come, we find out who will challenge AJ Styles at Backlash for the US title. Will it be Carmelo Hayes? Will it be Samoa Joe? The finals of the number one contender tournament coming your way later on tonight. But right now we've got some singles action with the Sinister Samurai Shinsuke Nakamura set to compete here tonight on SmackDown.
His opponent from Kyoto, Japan, weighing in at 220 pounds, Shinsuke Nakamura.
It was last week on SmackDown where Shinsuke Nakamura and Carmelo Hayes opened up the show, and the number one contenders mini tournament first round to face AJ Styles at Backlash for the US title. It was Melo getting the win, and then after the match, Nakamura was pissed off and attacked the first man he saw, which was that man, oh my! CM Punk racing the ring and getting a measure of revenge on Shinsuke. Well, Nakamura was set for action tonight against Kofi Kingston. I don't think that's going to happen now as CM Punk rushing the ring, going after Shinsuke Nakamura. We knew that Punk would be here to address the action of Shinsuke, but I don't think he's addressing anything. He's taking up with Shinsuke himself. Well, Shinsuke was pissed off, he lost, went backstage and attacked the first man he saw, which ended up being CM Punk for no apparent reason other than frustration. Punk not happy about it, and Punk getting a measure of revenge here tonight. A huge measure of revenge. Sending Shinsuke in a barricade. Much to the chagrin of this crowd. Much to the delight of the crowd, I must say. Oh, Nakamura fighting back. Nakamura hitting like 3 Kinshasas to Punk backstage last week after his loss to Melo Hayes, and also sending him through a table as well. Another fighting right amongst the crowd tonight in Michigan. What a treat this is, but we gotta get security. These two men have been battling for now over a week, it seems. And Shinsuke Nakamura took his frustration out on Punk. Punk not happy about it. Punk didn't want to be blamed for other people's losses. It had nothing to do with Punk. He was just watching the show backstage. He wanted something to say. He wanted something to say tonight. Until Nakamura did what he did. And then Punk was like, you know what, I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm just gonna attack him. Nakamura trying to get away from Punk, but Punk able to fight him. And able to keep battling him. Well, I don't think Kofi Kingston is getting his payday today in a matchup with Shinsuke Nakamura. It seems like Nakamura is getting battered by Punk. An eye for an eye, if you will. It's set on the table. Punk was sent through one of those last week. Now it's Shinsuke's turn. Suplex through the table. As SmackDown rolls on. We're back live on SmackDown as these two are still continuing to battle each other around in the ringside area. Referee Jessica Carter separating them. As Punk and Nakamura tensions are brewing on SmackDown. Well, nonetheless, coming up next now, it's coming on a little earlier than I thought. Number one contendership tournament final. Carmelo Hayes, Samoa Joe, winner, battles AJ Styles this Saturday night for the US title at Backlash. Well, like we mentioned, it was last week where Carmelo Hayes defeated Shinsuke Nakamura.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Boston, Massachusetts. Weighing in at 210 pounds. Carmelo Hayes!
The former NXT champion and former NXT Money in the Bank holder had a great showing last week in victory against Nakamura. Can he punch his ticket to his first main roster PLE that isn't a WrestleMania, since he did compete at WrestleMania, and losing effort to Trick Williams for the NXT Championship? But can he get a part of the main roster PLE schedule and get a shot at AJ Styles in what would be a phenomenal matchup, pun very much intended, for the United States Championship? But he's going to get past a former World Heavyweight Champion and a man who held the gold for 364 days, just 1 day shy of a year after he was cashed in on by Aleister Black, Mr. Money in the Bank at the time at Survivor Series, after losing to fellow WWE Champion Drew McIntyre in the Battle of the Branch Champions and the main event. Here comes Samoa Joe.
Huntington Beach, California. Weighing in at 275 pounds. The Samoan Joe.
We mentioned at Survivor Series Joe losing the World Heavyweight Championship due to a Money in the Bank cash-in. Well, it was the night prior at NXT Vengeance Day where Carmelo Hayes cashed in his Money in the Bank contract on Gunther in the NXT Championship. And the day after it, Samoa Joe lost. So that's the only history these two men have. The first time they're facing off in a WWE ring. Carmelo Hayes a part of NXT the entirety of last season. Joe a part of Raw the entirety of last season. Trying to get success here on SmackDown, perhaps starting with the United States Championship. He defeated Johnny Gargano in the first round of this mini contendership tournament 2 weeks ago here on the Blue Brand. Now he's doing battle with Melo ahead of Backlash this Saturday Night Live from Royal Oak, Michigan. Backlash, of course, taking place in St. Louis as Charles Robinson, the official, ringing the bell. And here we go. Apologies, throat, got a sore throat from calling all this incredible action. It's that damn good, my throat don't love it. But here we go. Melo and Joe, 10 stare down, the kick is off. You gotta imagine the phenomenal AJ Styles has close eyes on this one to see who will face at Backlash. But yet again, he's got a massive main event tonight to prepare for, as he goes one-on-one with a fellow champion here on SmackDown. The undisputed WWE Champion, Braun Breaker, who goes to war this Saturday night Backlash in the main event against Roman Reigns. Is he truly ready for that main event spot? We'll find out this Saturday at our first PLE of the season. But Hayes got him in that headlock. Joe able to escape. Joe with a big leg lariat now, go round him, leg scissors rather, on a Hayes on the mat. Samoa Joe, a former world champion, is Hayes truly ready to compete with that caliber of athletes? I mean, he did defeat the inaugural Intercontinental Champion in Shinsuke Nakamura last week. So you can't take anything away from Carmelo Hayes. I cannot count him out before this starts. He could get an upset, which many would consider, against Samoa Joe tonight. But Hayes fighting back, clothesline, and a Joe nice. Stomping away on Samoa Joe. And here's Carmelo Hayes. Ground and pound shots on Samoa Joe. Look at that! Springboard moonsault, middle rope cover. 2 count says no, only 1 count says Charles Robinson. Kick out that time by Samoa Joe. Melo flying in. Oh, went for the big splash, countered by Joe. Joe picking up Hayes, going on butterfly suplex. Joe in control here and just grounding Hayes, knees out of the face. So grounded Melo, hit him twice and hit him a third time as Samoa Joe. Melo now gonna kick right in the back. Joe just gonna decimate the former NXT champion. And oh no, we didn't see this the last time Joe was in action. We're gonna see it now. Deadlift powerbomb by Joe. And he's just getting started. There's the second one. We've seen this time and time again from Joe. This moves right out of his repertoire. There's a third. Deadlift powerbomb. He's gonna keep going, folks. If you've never saw this series before, Samoa Joe does 13 consecutive powerbombs in a row, which he likes to call the unlucky 13. I believe this one's number 6 on Carmelo Hayes. He is getting absolutely ragdolled. This is Joe's welcoming gift to the main roster for Melo. As there's a 7th or 8th deadlift powerbomb. I have clearly lost count now as he's getting destroyed. I believe that's the 8th. And here comes the 9th now. God! He might be sending Melo back to NXT at this rate. I think that might be his goal. Making sure Melo gets nowhere near the United States Championship. And picked up and planted again. Number 11, I believe, there from Joe. This would be 12. From the Samoan submission machine. And gonna follow it up with one final time. Unlucky 13 by Samoa Joe. Oh God. He's getting up from that. Cover the man. Hook in the leg. Shoulders down. Scoring 2. He's able to kick out. Oh, he's got a lot of fight. A lot of heart. A lot of soul. Mustering up the courage to kick out of that offense from Samoa Joe. Big forearms now. Hayes able to counter. And Hayes fighting back. And Hayes, look at that. Springboard clothesline to the middle rope. Classic vintage Carmelo Hayes offense that time. Hayes picking Joe up to a vertical base. He's thinking now, got him where he wants some. Oh, Hayes, he's won matches with this in the past. Suplex, cutter by Melo. Into the cover, hook in the leg. Shoulders down on Samoa Joe, only enough for 1. He is beating people with that. And Joe kicked out at 1. Top rope goes Hayes. Joe trying to stop him in his stretch, running right towards him. Hayes though, gonna stop him, and now Hayes, cross body off the top. Taking a backlash, 1 count again, only enough for 1. Still only enough, and now flipping neckbreaker to a seated Joe. The former world champion might meet his match, and the former NXT champ, Brogue splash off the top. This time gets 2 and only enough. Kick out there by Joe. Ground and pound offense by Carmelo Hayes here. Big shots. Right to the head, and now again, and now Samoa Joe turns it around. Big forearm shot. Joe into the cover. Scores 2 on Hayes, and a kick out. And it's Samoa Joe's turn. Then a flipping neckbreaker to a seated Carmelo Hayes. And Joe gonna put him away here. Nicely done. Tiger driver, cover, penny predicament. 2 can't kick it by Hayes. Well, we thought this matchup would go on a little later on than it is. Since Nakamura was set for a matchup with Kofi Kingston, Punk was set to say a couple of words about the attack from Nakamura last week, but that matchup not taking place. Punk taking matters in his own hand, taking revenge out of Nakamura and battering him all throughout the arena here in Royal Oak, Michigan. Therefore, this is where we get the United States Championship Contenders match. Who will face AJ Styles this Saturday at Backlash in St. Louis on our first PLA of the season for the United States Championship of the World? Could be Joe as he's grabbing his German suplex. Oh, there's a dragon suplex that time by Joe. And now dropping the arms and a bridge in German this time. Pinning predicament, shoulders down on Hayes. 2 counts against Charles Robinson. It's only enough for 2. Near fall that time. Joe heading to the top rope, flying angry. Camera angle there, and there's an elbow drop into the chest by Joe. On Carmelo Hayes. Oh, God. Right in the back by Joe off the ropes. Elbow drop, moving to the arms way that time. More water in the pool for Samoa Joe. Melo runs and dirty Diana. Shooting the half, hook in the leg, shoulders down, like on a backlash. Huge one incoming, perhaps. No, not yet. Not over yet. Melo gonna have to do more than that to keep down the Samoan submission machine, to keep down the Destroyer, to keep down the Mirage Monster. Knife edge after knife edge. Body shot after body shot. Went for a punt kick. Joe caught him with a super kick. Now Joe off the ropes. Elbow drop. Joe is on a new lease now. After losing to the Fiend Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania after such a destructive year on top of the WWE last season. 3 big sentons by Joe, looking to get right back in the upper echelon of the championship scene. Kick out though by Hayes. He's not getting WWE title opportunity though, is Joe. He's getting a US title shot if he is victorious against Hayes tonight. Again, missing that elbow. Melo predicting the elbow again. He missed it the first time, he missed it again. Melo, don't mess with that. First 48, cover, 2 count, no, Joe kick it out of the first 48. He's almost had it. The WWE US title matchup was so close to his fingertips he could touch it, but he can't keep a hold of it now. Hayes, beautiful vertical leap, crossbody, and a Hayes middle rope, went for the frog splash, knees up by Samoa Joe that time. And a Joe grabbing Carmelo Hayes to put him away and get a shot at AJ for the US title at Backlash. Joe hooking in. Carmelo Hayes, cocaine clutch. Great way to get into it by Samoa Joe. Cocaine clutch cinched in tight. Referee Charles Robinson right there to see if Hayes will tap out or pass out due to the pain, and if he does, Samoa Joe will go to Backlash to challenge AJ Styles in a titanic tussle for the United States Championship of the World, but Hayes able to fight out of it. Big elbows to the midsection by Melo. Sleeps on that time. Hayes now, big forearm shot. There's that punt kick by Hayes. Joe and Styles have a lot of history with Samoa Joe winning a triple threat match in the Night of Champions PLE against AJ Styles and Randy Orton in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. As Hayes clotheslines Joe to the outside. But then it was AJ who defeated Samoa Joe in an Elimination Chamber qualifying match for No Way Out near the end of last season in singles competition. But there's Hayes, Silver Con Hilo, taking out Joe at ringside, and now heading up in the apron now. As him, Melo Hayes, springboard crossbody from the middle row. Man, Melo Hayes is what SmackDown needs. He's that pinch of excitement. One of the most exciting new call-ups to the main roster is Hayes, but now on the outside, Joe, we've seen that before in the inside, we'll see it again. Tiger Driver by the Samoan submission machine, going in the ring, back out to break the count. Don't think he wants to win this contest via counter. Whoever he is, back into the ring, but I feel like he's got dire intentions for Carmelo Hayes. Tope crossbody by Joe. He's getting taken out big time there. And now it's Samoa Joe sends him back in to the center of the ring. Joe to put him away. Become #1 contender for the US title and get right back in to the championship scene. This time for the US title, working his way back up from his loss at WrestleMania to the Fiends. And after falling off since losing the world title at Survivor Series last year, Joe, Yokozuna cutter, cover, hook of the leg, floats over the busted open Joe. Will it be enough to go to Backlash? No! Oh, what a powerful and incredible near fall from Melo Hayes. Charles Robinson's hand was so close to touching the mat for the 3 count. Hayes, very resilient and able to fight into it with a massive knee by Joe, busting Melo Hayes wide open, but Melo runs right at him with a clothesline. And Melo Hayes, when he shoots, he don't miss. Melo looking for a great offense here off the rope, second time of the match, dirty Diana. Joe down and out, Hayes to the top rope for a huge upset to face AJ Styles at Backlash for the United States Championship. Hayes, nothing but no! Joe catching him off a powerbomb. And a cover now. Leg hook, shoulders down, one crucial element, caution, oh, Hayes kicking out. Well, if you want to count at 14 powerbombs for Hayes in this matchup, you can. He done the unlucky 13 earlier. Then he just hit an extra one. Hayes fighting back. Nice shot on the midsection. Hayes, shoulders down, skill bar, ropes are there. Those arms underneath the bottom ropes. Melo Hayes. Metal rope in his own right. Looking to fly, take out Joe. Double axe handle Joe. It will run through clothesline and send him hard into the corner, seated out. Picks him back out of the corner and sends him right back into the corner. Heads first off the turnbuckle, the busted open head, and a jaw out of the corner. They're going to backlash. Muscle Buster on Hayes. Here's the cover, hook in the leg, shoulders down, scoring two, and Samoa Joe is the #1 contender for the United States Championship of the World. Well, what a fight. Melo brought it to the former world champion, but he was just too much for Hayes on this night. Even after the first 48-2, Dirty Dianas couldn't get nothing but net if he did. He could be the one going to backlash, but it's going to be Samoa Joe. Running back an old rivalry with AJ Styles. They're going to go at it again with the United States Championship on the line. They've only had one singles match. Styles able to win that. But Joe making him tap out in triple threat action. They're going to have another singles match at Backlash for the US title now.
Here is your winner, the Samoan Joe.
Big win for Joe here on SmackDown. You can tell he had to work for it. He's busted open. The Crimson Mask of Joe. Don't look like a winner, but he sure is. Melo Hayes gave it everything he had. What an incredible show from the young rookie here on SmackDown. But Joe is heading a Backlash. Speaking of Backlash, this is what we got going on this Saturday night. Live on our first PLE of the season, we kick off the show with a Women's Intercontinental title match. Who's going to be crowned the inaugural Women's IC Champ? AJ Lee battles Liv Morgan, following that 6-man Tornado Tag Team Elimination match for the WWE Tag Team titles, as Randy Orton is stepping up alongside FTR to try and get FTR the tag titles back to take on the War Raiders and Aleister Black. Then after that, the Women's World title is on the line. The third matchup of the first in the main roster, Rhea Ripley battling Io Sky with the Women's World title on the line in St. Louis. And now we just found out Samoa Joe gonna be the man to challenge AJ Styles for the United States Championship at Backlash. Cannot wait for this incredible US title matchup. Also going down a Backlash, World title on the line, triple threat action. LA Knight not only defending against one man, but defending against two, as he puts the world title on the line against the glorious Bobby Roode, former world champ, and of course former WWE champ Seth freaking Rollins. Then we find out who'll be the inaugural Women's United States Champion on the SmackDown brand, as Bayley faces off with Lyra Valkyria, who will get the job done and be crowned the inaugural Women's US Champion. Then the IC title on Monday Night Raw on the line for the men's division. Sami Zayn, the challenger, taking on Adam Cole, the champion. The leader of the Undisputed Era puts the gold on the line against the former US champ and the underdog from the underground. And finally, any gargantuan main event this Saturday. Braun Breaker puts the WWE Championship on the line in his toughest test today in a sanctioned match with Roman Reigns for the gold in the main event of Backlash. But he's got a little stop along the way. He's taking on a decorated champion and the US champion and the inaugural Universal Champion AJ Styles. That's coming up next in your main event of the evening, live from SmackDown from Royal Oak, Michigan. Here we go, folks. This is gonna be an incredible main event tonight, as is the entire card of Backlash. You don't want to miss it coming your way this weekend. But right now, here comes the undisputed WWE Champion.
The following champion versus champion contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Woodstock, Georgia, weighing in at 250 pounds, the undisputed WWE champion,
Braun Breaker going at it in his second champion versus champion match of the series. He's already won one of them, the first ever match of this series, when he defeated LA Knight, the world champion, on the inaugural episode of Monday Night Raw to earn SmackDown the first pick of the draft, which of course was selected Braun Breaker. And he puts the WWE title in the line at Backlash against the man he pinned to win the title at WrestleMania after cashing in his Money in the Bank contract he won the night prior on WrestleMania Saturday. Cashed it in on a Sunday on Roman Reigns, who had just won the main event against Seth freaking Rollins to win the WWE title. But here comes an opponent tonight, the United States Champion, the man that found out moments ago he'll be facing Samoa Joe at Backlash for the gold, the phenomenal AJ Styles.
Weighing in at 220 pounds, the WWE United States Champion, the phenomenal AJ Styles.
AJ Styles, the inaugural Universal Champion of the series, which is now the WWE Championship, which is held by his opponent tonight, and Braun Breaker. He was the first ever champion. He was dethroned at SummerSlam last season by Drew McIntyre. Then he was dethroned by Rollins. He was dethroned by Reigns, and Reigns was dethroned by Braun Breaker. That is how we get to this match tonight. But Breaker's been called a paper champion by the OTC. A lucky champion who took advantage of a hurt Roman Reigns, an exhausted Roman Reigns after a grueling main event of WrestleMania against Seth Rollins. But here we go, the referee Ryan Tran ascending for this main event. His bell has now officially been rung tonight. Braun Breaker, AJ Styles for the first time ever. The second champion versus champion matchup for Breaker of the series. He's already won one. Can he win another one? As they get into it with a tense collar and elbow tie up, the kick is off. AJ Styles able to take the side headlock. Breaker defeating LA Knight in the first episode of Raw in a champion vs champion match. LA Knight able to get his win back in a champion vs champion match against Adam Cole last week on Monday Night Raw. Let's see if Breaker can make it 2-0 in champion vs champion contest as he's taking Styles down. Got the arm in a dangerous position here on the phenomenal one. And exactly where he wants him, just ground and pound, grounding away on that arm. Can imagine the OTC Roman Reigns and now Samoa Joe, who has officially become the #1 contender for the United States Championship at Backlash, are watching on very closely to see how both of their champions are doing ahead of their championship matchup. Could see new champions crowned. One of those men could get the win, especially Roman, since he's got the night off tonight. And Breaker, Styles and Joe are all doing battle here tonight ahead of Backlash. Is Braun Breaker now. Overhead exploder suplex onto the phenomenal AJ Styles. And your main event tonight. It's full circle moment. AJ Styles, the first ever WWE champion, colliding with a current WWE champion and Braun Breaker. Can Breaker knock off the man who made history to become the first ever champion when last season? His clothesline avoided by AJ Styles. Styles now got the arm of Braun Breaker, and look at that! Back suplex, trapping the arm behind the back. And AJ Styles running out with a knee, right in the temple of Braun Breaker. Springboard, oh, cannibal center of the bottom rope. Didn't get all over that time though. Styles picking up Breaker on a vertical base, now kicking him multiple times, and AJ Styles styling DDT! Off the back flip, springboard moonsault, caught him to the only one, says the official Ryan Tran tonight. AJ kick, caught, Breaker rolls through, Braun Breaker, clothesline arrest TO. Down goes AJ Styles. It's AJ now gonna get picked up, getting hoisted by Braun Breaker and getting absolutely launched. Both these men want to get a big win heading into Backlash as they will defend their WWE Championships. But a big question that's been circulating, is Braun Breaker really ready for the main event scene? Yes, he is undefeated thus far in this season, defeating LA Knight and Solo Sikoa in his first two matches. But his third is a very tricky one against AJ Styles, who just hit a burning hammer on the WWE Champion, busting him open in the process, scoring only one after getting dropped on his head and covered in blood. That is insane. And AJ Styles with another. Cannibal sent on off the bottom rope, but again didn't get all of it. Breaker trying to avoid each time he gets. Big kick right to the back by the United States champion. Styles winning the gold at WrestleMania Sunday to be exact. Replay available now. Who defeated Randy Orton in a great WrestleMania showcase contest. And a fantastic showdown on the grandest stage in them all. I would highly recommend the entirety of the show as Braun Breaker. Look at the agility on display by the WWE Champion. Frankensteiner off the top. 2 count on Ichi. Kick out. Yeah, the questions have been circulating. Is Braun Breaker truly ready for the main event scene? He came on a SmackDown and he looked really well, in fact. Getting a WWE title opportunity in one of his first encounters against Drew McIntyre at Armageddon, came up short in that, but just kept getting in incredible performances, even defeating the likes of John Cena and Seth Rollins. As Braun Breaker now fading out of the calf crusher from AJ Styles, trying to make Braun tap out, but Braun having none of it. And look at Braun Breaker with a massive powerbomb on the United States champion. Breaker now, heading up high red, Deathstroke and a massive splash off the top on Styles. Come on, 2 count on AJ, another near fall. Here in your main event on SmackDown. Braun Breaker want to prove to the entire world he is ready for the main event scene. He is not a paper champion. It was no fluke at WrestleMania. Yes, Reigns was tired and exhausted after his WrestleMania main event with Seth freaking Rollins. But Braun Breaker wants to prove he deserves to be the WWE Champion. Massive maneuver there by Braun. Back suplex, avalanche style off the top. Cover on AJ. Shoulders down, another near fall. AJ Styles very resilient tonight on SmackDown. We saw Styles a couple of weeks ago, back in the first episode of SmackDown, making a successful defense of his newly won United States Championship back at WrestleMania. He defeated Chad Gable on the inaugural episode of SmackDown this season. As AJ picks up Braun on the back door, neck breaker by AJ. AJ looking good there. AJ trying to get back out of the swing of things. It's been mostly Braun Breaker off the past couple of minutes, and Styles finally able to connect that time with the springboard. The Cannibal sent off the bottom rope, and AJ phenomenal blitz on Braun Breaker. AJ off the ropes, looking for that big knee once more. Braun able to move it a harm's way. AJ hitting his knee hard. Breaker picks him up, vertical base, got Buster on to AJ Styles. And the cover, knees right in the midsection, leg is hooked, shoulders down on the US champion for the win of the champion vs champ main event now. Ah, goodness, combustible elements written all over. That's the incredible showdown in this main event. Breaker, middle rope, missing again with a shoulder tackle. He missed earlier on. AJ Styles went for the Styling DDT. Could it get it on it like that? The Pele kick. And now it's AJ Styles looking to put away Braun Breaker in the main event. No! Breaker counter, Joe Breaker runs and spins! Oh my goodness, cover on AJ. 2 count. No! Gonna say just like that, Breaker able to win it, but not yet. AJ kicking out of an emphatic spear by the undisputed WWE Champion. That's another thing that Reigns doesn't like about Braun Breaker, the fact that Braun stole his move. As if other people weren't doing the spear before Roman, but nonetheless, Reigns wants to put an end to Breaker at Backlash. Samoa Joe now wants to put an end to AJ Styles at Backlash. But both these men putting an incredible show in your main event. Nice springboard drop kick off the second rope by Styles. And look at AJ. Picks him up from the ground. Styles clash on Braun. Shoulders down. Heading predicament. Out of nowhere. 2 count kick out by Breaker. My goodness. Oh, that was incredibly close call there. AJ Styles almost putting away the undisputed WWE Champion. He wants to prove that the original is always better than any of the sequels, as AJ suplex off of the top by the inaugural Universal Champion, which is now dubbed the WWE title. Styles top rope off the superplex and a massive splash. Come on, AJ Styles to knock off the WWE Champion, not enough. Braun powering out time and time again. And there's AJ for the middle rope that time. Middle of backup Braun breaker. AJ kick again. Middle of chest. Middle of collarbone. That time Braun able to stop on those tracks and Braun breaker. Oh goodness, the release German suplex. AJ went flying that time, and now it's Braun breaker picking him up. Look at the gorilla press straight into the double knees. Got busted by the unpredictable badass cover on AJ Styles, scoring 2 here, and still not enough for the 3. Phenomenal main event, pun very much intended because of AJ Styles. Oh goodness. Straps are down by Breaker, which means business is about to pick up, and AJ's getting sent to the outside of the ring with authority by the WWE Champion. And oh no, Braun Breaker tope on Halo. A seamless dive by the top dog of SmackDown. AJ gets sent back into the squared circle. Braun Breaker is on fire today, and he is showing out to the sold out crowd in Royal Oak, Michigan. But AJ able to knock him off the apron, and if AJ Styles to his feet, tope on Halo of his own by the United States champ of the world. My lord, and a Braun down and out. On the outside of the ring, AJ Styles on the apron. Looking to fly. Moonsault off the apron to a standing Braun Breaker. And now the United States Champion seems to have this one in the bag, folks. Gonna send Braun into the squared circle. AJ Styles springboard for 50 splash cover. Hook in the leg. Shoulders down. 2 count on Braun, and another kick out by Breaker. AJ in disbelief that Braun keeps surviving. Styles top rope, second splash in a match by AJ off the top. Cover again, 2 count, and yet another near fall. So what's it gonna take to keep the unpredictable badass down? AJ Styles picks him up again, another phenomenal blitz on Braun Breaker. Just dominating the WWE champ. But Roman Reigns is loving this portion of the match with Styles in control. But Braun able to turn the tides. And now it's going to be Samoa Joe that is loving this, because AJ's in trouble. Spear now from Braun. No! AJ catches him with a knee out of the corner. And now it's AJ Styles. Set up Braun Breaker halfway across the ring. Styles bringing in phenomenal forearm on the WWE Champion. Cover the man. Hook in the leg. Shoulders down. There's 2. And he does. He kicked out again. Well, if you're excited for the Backlash main event, then what about this one? I mean, this is incredible. Braun Breaker, AJ Styles giving it absolutely everything they have got. And this champion versus champion main event. What a physical match. Breaker moonsault. He might not have much left come Backlash this Saturday. Neither will AJ Styles in his match with a very dangerous Samoa Joe. And oh no, look at Braun. There's the massive gut buster again off the gorilla press. And oh god, gonna put away AJ. In the corner, tried it earlier, got it blocked, but this time gets all of it. Spear out of the corner, the cover, the 2 count, the victory for the undisputed WWE Champion. What a matchup, and what an incredible main event. To cap off an incredible show as the champ stands tall, but wait a minute, there comes his challenger come Saturday. Roman Reigns standing face to face with the undisputed WWE Champion. Backlash coming up in a couple of days, but tomorrow it's talk. Don't miss that. We'll see you then.